Sean Payton described RJ Harvey as the first candidate for his Joker role. What's a Joker? A Joker, defined by Sean Payton at the podium right in that moment, said a Joker is Darren Sproles, Reggie Bush. These are players that he's coached. Alvin Kamara, Jimmy Graham, Ingram, former Ingram running back, Ingram, the tight end. And he said from the running back stable that he currently has right now, first name out of his mouth, he said RJ Harvey. He didn't mention J.K. Dobbins. He did say Jaleel McLaughlin's been to Joker school for 2 years now and yet to get his wings. So kind of shooting down McLaughlin, hasn't done it. He's been to Joker school for 2 years, hasn't pulled it off. And his first player out of his mouth is RJ Harvey. Sean Payton's telling everybody what he's going to do. He's telegraphing it every time he goes to the podium. He's letting everyone know that RJ Harvey is his Joker. And the Joker is, as I said, these players. But what is a Joker? It's a player that can be used in such a dynamic way in pass catching, mainly pass catching, being that player that you fear is going to pull in passes, mix up defensive coverage and scheming. And he specifically talked about in the same sentence while he was at the podium answering questions from beat writers and reporters. He said, Jahmyr Gibbs and Laporta, both are Jokers. You don't have to have one. You oftentimes have a tight end Joker, Jimmy Graham, mixed with the Alvin Kamara, or a running back like Reggie Bush, or a running back like Darren Sproles. He usually has two Jokers at one time. One running back, one tight end. He drafted Ingram, or he brought in Ingram, and Ingram is going to be the Joker as well. These are two Jokers, two Joker cards in each hand when it comes to Sean Payton. It is going to be RJ Harvey. He keeps talking about it. Pass catching monster. And when you're called the Joker in a Sean Payton system, that means you're catching, as a running back, a bare minimum 60 receptions. Because Alvin Kamara, his rookie year as a Joker, caught 81 receptions. There's really no way I can see, if Harvey stays healthy, a season, I'll go as far as to say 65 receptions. You might think that's crazy. You may have heard from another channel somewhere that said, oh, he's not good at blocking, so he's not going to be in there on third downs. But if I were you, I wouldn't listen to that person even for one more minute. If anybody gave you that advice, I would run so far away from that person. Because Sean Payton's literally put to bed any sort of concern that relates to RJ Harvey being on the field on third downs and also being a pass-catching running back to the tune of 65 to 80 receptions. That's what Sean Payton does. You can shake your finger, get all upset. You can sigh really big and say, JK, Smitty, JK. But Sean Payton's also said the lifeblood of his teams is always the NFL draft. He couldn't telegraph this any more than he is, and yet people don't want to listen, except for people on this channel that keep drafting HHH and Associates.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates, locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I meant to get onto this topic before we ended up going so far down the Parsons Road, the Michael Parsons Road, earlier on the 8 p.m. show. I forgot to talk about the Joker, so I took it out of the title of the last video, even though I had him in the graphic in the corner. And we have to now go over a whole show, which I'm fine with. I'd rather have the focus be RJ Harvey, so it's a blessing in disguise to have this separate video. But I did mean to talk about this at the 8 p.m. show, but Parsons totally derailed us. Look, Sean Payton's such a amazing architect of the running back Joker role. This pass-catching monster Joker doesn't just mean you do everything and you're mainly a running back. It means you do everything all around the field like a Joker card. You know, a Joker card, what could it play? It's almost like a a wild card in a sense. But the Joker role for him specifically, and he defined it today, if anybody's saying, no, it means this. No, it means exactly what he said. He said that it's a pass-catching back like Laporta. It's a pass-catching tight end that is a difference maker like Laporta, like Kelsey in his prime, like Jimmy Graham. That is the tight end Joker. And the running back Joker, it's all focal point around receiving. So when Sean Payton says Harvey is the likely candidate to be his number one Joker from the RB room, and we know Ingram's his Joker in the tight end room, that's not up for debate, that means he's going to catch an enormous amount of passes because Joker equals receiving role. Joker means receiving. He defined it today at the podium. And yet some people come out here and say he's not going to get on the field enough in third down to catch a lot of passes. You don't know what you're talking about. Sean Payton just told you. He just told you. Oh, wait, you didn't pay attention because you're not watching this channel all day long. Well, you need to start. This guy might have 500 receiving yards. And if you think that's a joke, you aren't listening to what I'm saying. This guy might have 12 total touchdowns, 1,100 yards rushing, and let's say he catches so many yards and receptions and receiving touchdowns that it's like a 68 and 550 and 4 receiving touchdowns. Maybe he does run for 950 on the ground. I'm okay with that. That's Alvin Kamara. That's what we want from the Joker role anyway. If you can offset some rushing into the receiving department and get the PPR points, more receptions, that's better than having 1,400 yards rushing. I'd rather have a guy getting 550 and then the rushing yards as well and getting the reception uptick. The big question I get all the time, and I honestly don't know how to answer it, is Hendy, Harvey, Hendy. We know Hampton's going ahead of both of them now, and that's kind of like you can't ask that question anymore because, look, I mean, Hampton's going 3.1. You know, some of you are trying to draft him around 2. I'm trying to get you to wait on that. I'm not saying it won't get there. I'm just saying wait on it. Wait on it. Don't take Hampton in the second unless you have to. And don't expect to get Hampton in the late third round, probably. I think he's 3.5, 3.6, 3.7 at the latest. Earliest you should see him is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. But Hampton's now out of the conversation of Harvey and Hendy cost of entry. Not in terms of end of season. Harvey could outscore Hampton. Hampton could outscore Harvey. These are two HHH
Jam.
and Associates.
HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Let's not get crazy and act like one of these guys, even Hunter, can't outscore the other. All 4 of them are on that board of directors for the HHH and Associates for a reason. I'm not an idiot. I didn't put 4 guys on there that don't have the ability to be league winners. And at the end of the day, you can try and pretend like one of these guys doesn't have the opportunity. Hendy's built in to that pass protection role. Built in. His pass pro is the best in this draft class, number 1. But Hendy's pass pro is probably top 5 in the league before he's even taken a snap. So he's protected. And he's running wheel routes and go routes and drag routes. He's all over the field. Drake May's using him as his number 1 wide receiver. Hendy's good to go. Harvey, you're being told by Sean Payton over and over that Harvey is the Joker lead dog candidate. And if you think he doesn't catch 60 plus receptions as a Joker, you don't know what you're talking about. And Hampton's the number 1 running back in a Harbaugh system where his counterpart can't even take his hoodie off or his sunglasses. Seeing Stanford doctors, prayers up to him. No one's excited or celebrating Najee's injury. He did play with fireworks. It's kind of his fault. But he did suffer an injury that appears to be so significant, he's lost all equal footing. And Hampton is now the number 1 uncontested running back in Harbaugh's run-heavy system that couldn't be run-heavy last year because J.K. Dobbins was trash all year long except for his first 2 games. J.K. Dobbins was trash all year long. The worst running back in the league all year long except for the first 2 weeks. So am I worried about Harvey? I haven't heard J.K. Dobbins' name in days. All I hear and see are the big success stories and plays by Sean Payton and his descriptions, and watching the video footage that we do have of Harvey looking fantastic. Here's footage of Harvey catching this long, look at this. This is what the Joker does. First of all, look at the shiftiness of him. This is what a Joker does. That's Harvey. That's Harvey. That's Harvey. That's Harvey. That's Harvey. That is Harvey. Hey, Kruger, from now on, if I ever mention the name, and I want you to remember this, okay? Put this in your memory. If I ever mention the name RJ Harvey, I do not want you to repeat the name back, RJ or Harvey. I want you to ignore that and say the Joker, okay? Whenever I refer to Harvey or RJ Harvey, you say, yeah, the Joker's pretty good, Smitty. Hey, the Joker's really good. I'm excited about the Joker. Do you understand?
Got it. So anytime you mention RJ Harvey, I'll just call him the Joker and respond that way. I totally understand. This will be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hey, Kruger, who's the starting running back that we like, or the running back we like most in that Denver offense?
That would be the Joker, of course.
That boy, you passed the test, my boy.
Let him cook. In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, young man. I'm so proud of you. Let's try it again. Who's one of my favorite running backs that wears a Denver Bronco uniform that's a running back?
That would be the Joker. Always got to keep our eyes on him.
Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket.
What's Dom doing? Dom, don't interrupt the show, bro. All right, let's hit these super chats and we'll discuss more of RJ Harvey, aka the Joker, and hopefully Krug hangs on to that information. Sometimes he's pretty good about hanging on to something, and other times he's not. So we're gonna go ahead and hit these. Mahomes or Knicks, Kelsey or Ingram. We're gonna go Mahomes slight edge. Arsenal is amazing. Knicks is a top 5 to 7 quarterback. Mahomes is a top 1 to 5 quarterback. So 5 to 7, 1 to 5, there's overlap. That means that Knicks could outscore Mahomes in my own projections, but it's a range. So 1 to 5 Mahomes, 5 to 7 Knicks, both top 7, both capable of top 5. One could be 4, one could be 5. Honestly, Knicks could be 4 to 7 if you want to put the overlap that way. Kelsey, Ingram, give me Ingram. And if you said, Smitty, I'm in a best ball draft, sometimes I'm leaning toward Knicks and Ingram versus Kelsey and Mahomes. But honestly, I love both of them, and I oftentimes draft both of them. I'll draft Mahomes, then I'll draft Knicks, then I'll get Ingram, and I'll get Kelsey. And it's tough to do because it leaves you wide receiver and running back dry for like 4 rounds because they're all pretty close. But I'm smashing that opportunity a lot on Underdog, and I feel really good about it. $10 hauler. This is my man right here dropping a $10 wad, getting a Mars.
To Mars.
A Mars shot, young man. I've been gatekeeping this channel from my homies so hard. Best show out there, no comparison. Keep Neighbors at 4th or JD5 in the 9th in a 12-man. I'm assuming it's a 1 QB or you wouldn't get JD5 there. I mean, you got to go Neighbors. You know, the quarterback, unless it's a super flex. If it's a super flex, there's not even a question. It's going JD5. But in a non-super flex, I mean, you could just draft a quarterback like Knicks or Mahomes or a JD5 back, and it's not going to kill you. Whereas leaving Neighbors out there as a 4th-round keeper is insane. Can you rank all 4 of the HHH and Associates? This is something I get asked on a daily basis, and I kind of waver each time.
And Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
I'd probably say
on Earth and Jupiter.
I would probably say, man, this is tough. I'd probably say Hampton, Harvey. It's tough. I can't even say like Harvey, Hendy, Hunter, the top three guys. It's a virtual tie. If I was only doing one draft and they're all on the board and I was going to lose them all, I'd go Hunter if I was wide receiver needy. I would go probably Harvey because of the offense slight edge, but there's times where I literally change my mind the next day because I see something, I hear something, and today almost makes me want to do that. I wish I could give you an answer. We drafted all four of these guys on plenty of teams early, and you can kind of do it now. You know, it's possible. The one thing we also did that's very hard to do, but it was hard to do because they all lingered in the same territory. Now it's pretty easy to do, is draft the four horsemen: Genty, Hampton, Hendy, Harvey. And if you add Hunter in there as well, that's that's pretty awesome. I want to try that, I think, at some point. And this one here from Barner. Barner says 199 holler, can I get 3 out of 4, pick 3? And thank you again, K9, for spread the word where you can. I know you don't want to tell people in your direct league, but you probably have a work environment where people want NFL news, play in a league with them, or, you see someone in a restaurant, or you're getting a sandwich at lunch and somebody's wearing a Raider hat, or someone's wearing one of those big fluffy Niner or Raider jackets that there's no weather for anybody to ever wear that, but they still buy that big, thick, fluffy jacket. You don't see someone in a Cardinal jacket like that. You barely see people, Buffalo Bill fans and Green Bay Packer fans, have a jacket that's literally this thick. It's like out to here. You're sitting there in the Arizona heat or the Las Vegas heat or the California heat, and you see someone in a thick Niner jacket this big, and there's no weather to call for it. You see that guy and you say, Smitty wants you. And you tell him about the show. That's the least you could do for me if you can. Thank you very much. Barner, he says, can I get 3 out of 4, pick 3? Travis, Tet, Harvey, Hendy. I like Tet. I'm not a Tet hater. People say that about me, and it's not true. Round 5, smash. I love Tet in round 5. We've always loved Tet in round 5. Always. And I always tell you he could beat T. Higgins. That's the line I use repetitively. If all goes well, T. Higgins, which is a top 30 to 35 overall player. That's some damn respect. Don't act like that's not respectful. But when it comes down to him going in the 3-4 turn, I don't like that. You talking shit about my jacket? Yeah, I guess I am. 49er, you have like 7 of them. The big old thick one, bro. It looks like you've got, I don't know, it looks like you're going to Alaska and you're wearing that thing in 70 and 80 degree weather. And it's nonsense, bro. Green Bay Packer fans aren't even wearing that in the snow. Take Ted out. Sorry. It doesn't mean I don't like Ted, but those guys I'm drafting over Ted. And I always have been, always will. And I like Ted. This is not a Ted hate show at all. These damn jackets, man. They're crazy. All right, phone lines open. Let's discuss Harvey.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to discuss all of this and more. We're sitting here waiting to potentially have somebody come in and say something negative about Harvey. I can't wait. I'll be waiting for you. I'm here. Just let me know what you would like to discuss, and I will definitely gladly discuss it with you. We got another super chat here. Pickens or HHH? All HHH and Associates over Pickens, but Pickens is one of my favorite players right now in his draft territory. He's such a fantastic player to draft. And he's probably going to produce better numbers than T. Higgins. And so when we sit there and say, well, when do we go get a running back that's a number 2 for a team before we go get a starter? It's definitely going to be Pickens. We're going to getting Pickens in many occasions when we don't have a potential wide receiver 1 for a team. All right, I'm going to log in. I'm drafting in a draft right now, and I want to show you guys, and then we'll draft together after that. So if anybody wants to get in on the next one together, hit this link right here, and your boy Smitty will draft with you. This one I'm getting in right now. Let me see if I can pull it up before I time out or anything. Draft starts in... Let's see here. I got to sign in. Let's see here. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, the draft that I'm joining is going to be a marathon. Marathons are, as such, you're going to go weeks 1 through 17. I believe, isn't marathon total points, right? We haven't done a lot of marathons. That's why I wanted to try it. It's weeks 1 through 17 total points. Is that correct? Do I have that correct? It's been so long since I've done a marathon. And I don't know why I don't do this, because, to be honest with you, like, that's more my cup of tea historically, and I never do them in best ball. So let me show you the marathon here. We have not done one of these in ages. And again, phone lines are open. I have that correct, right? On the marathon. Love the Joker. You better love the Joker, Bare Bones. He's going to be amazing. All right, on the clock here, we'll go Genty. Wonder if we should try to get this.
Jam. Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
And this. You think we can get the horsemen, the 4 horsemen, but with Hunter? So essentially Triple H and Associates with Genty.
In a jam. Call HHH
That's
and
the difference.
Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
So the difference is Hunter's on this one and Genty's not, and Hunter's not on this one and Genty is. Do you think we could do it? Do you think it's possible? Let's see if the board falls. We probably had the best pick for it. And this is, can someone confirm? I believe this is the total point race. I haven't done a marathon in a while. Let me look at it. Somebody tell me if you know, though. It looks like it is. It's weeks 1 through 17 is how it works. So the championship is 1 through 17. So yeah, it's total point race. Does anybody know if the marathon gives you standings each week too? Because that's one thing that I love about like the weekly winners is that you get to see who's leading, and you don't have to wait. You know, Best Ball Mania, you don't really have any information. You know, you just kind of wait until the end. But I think in weekly winners, it's fantastic that you can kind of check. You know, obviously each week because this is the week contest. But 800. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get the players pulled up here so you guys can follow along. I'm almost on the clock. Phone lines are open. Maybe the phone lines aren't working. And then here. Okay. These are the best available players. Raiders jackets are extra thick. They are. The Raiders jackets and the Niner jackets are extra thick. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's they get a lot of fights. Maybe they're extra padding. Maybe it's a commissioner request. Okay, this is tough. I can't really go Hampton here. I can't leave Bucky out here. I can't do it. We'll just hope we get him at the next one. I don't know. I definitely could get all of them, but I'm not going to pass on value here in Bucky. I'm not doing it. Let's see what happens on the flip back. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No one's in this draft, I don't think. Horsemen. My 4 horsemen are Genty, H, and Harvey. Well, you can't have your own 4 horsemen, bro. Mark, the 4 horsemen are the 4 horsemen. You can't say, well, my Oakland Raiders team, my Las Vegas Raiders team is this. The Las Vegas Raiders are the Las Vegas Raiders. The Four Horsemen are the Four Horsemen. The Moon Men are the Moon Men. The Supernova are the Supernova Men. You don't get to retweak it, Mark. I don't know if we're going to pull this off. I could have forced it.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I suppose I suppose it's not the craziest thing to force it. It would have been fun to do, but I can't. Bucky's too. Bucky's top 5. You know, Bucky's a steal a league winner at 19. I don't think it's crazy. Now, I will say, looking at the ADP, I don't know that people are going to just reach for Hampton. His ADP's 35. I might be able to still pull this off. Can you imagine if we get Hampton here? That means I can't go wide receiver, though. I didn't really think about this. I didn't think this through. If we go Hampton and I didn't get a wide receiver there instead of Bucky, like I probably should have went Ladd. Our wide receiver 1 is going to be Hunter without any sort of support. So I guess we really needed a London to fall. Maybe this will get aborted and someone will grab Hampton here. But if we grab Hampton here, we're in some trouble potentially trying to get all these RBs. Unless we don't get Harvey and Hendy and then we go wide receiver in that round like Debo. Which I think is probably going to be what ends up happening. I think we probably won't pull it all off, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Okay. You guys know I love Kyron here. I love Garrett Wilson here. Love Breece Hall here. We're going to draft. This is 2 of the 4 horsemen down. 2 down. 2 to go. 2 down. 2 to go. 1 HHH and Associate, 2 go.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and
I'm
Jupiter.
sorry, 3. 3 to go on the Triple H and Associates. All right. This is tough. 3 RBs. So we go early Hunter just to make sure we get a wide receiver. Then we go Harvey or Hampton. And then we probably miss out on the other, but we get Debo. That's probably my guess, and we'll be okay with it at the end of the day. This is really, really tough. This is a marathon. It's not weeklies. It's a marathon. And we're purposefully trying the HHH and Associates and the mixed with the Horsemen.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
So
Locations
this plus
on Earth
Genty,
and Jupiter.
or you could look at it like this plus Hunter. Whichever way you want to look at it. It's this one player different. So it's looking like we might be able to pull this off, but we might have to go Harvey here in order to get Hunter. They're pretty close, though. 59. I think we probably get both of them. Probably safer to go Hunter just to make sure we get a receiver. We're probably only going to get one, though, because the ADP falls off right about 58, 59 for both the running backs. So we're probably only going to get one of the running backs, which means we probably get Debo Samuel. Well, I don't know that we need Debo in round 5, though. Who else can we get at round 5 ADP? So Debo's going at 74. So that means that 67 pick in the 6th round will get Debo there. I mean, it could be Joe Burrow. If, let's say, Hendy... Well, we'll get one. We'll get Hendy or Hampton. But if both were gone, we go Joe Burrow. And then we get Debo. Or we find a receiver we like. Ted McMillan will be gone. He'll go in the next 2 or 3 picks. So he'll be gone. Devontae Smith's there. George Pickens. That's not too bad. Thoughts on Deontay Johnson? No, thank you. I've never been on the Deontay train. Why would I get on now? J. Rob says he just found this channel. You guys are here drafting best ball on Underdog. Let's go. All right, J. Rob, appreciate you. Okay. Jameson. I got super chats here. Again, phone lines are open. Dial in Pickens or HHH. Again, if Pickens was HHH caliber, I'd let you know. Thoughts on Jaden Higgins late? Yeah. I I'd rather have Thornton. I'd rather have a handful of other players. He is a starter. That's right. Jonathan Brooks, he is a starter. He is a starter. Junior says, Dynasty have Hampton and Genty. Wide receivers are Neighbors, Rice, London, Olave, and Downs. Do I trade Olave and package him on the bench for a better wide receiver? Sure. Absolutely, bro. Okay, I'm going to go Harvey here. I don't think that Hendy's going to fall. So we have everybody but Hendy for both of these. And Hendy's a part of the HHH and Associates. He's also a part of the 4 horse. So we're Hendy short of completing the, well, it'd be the 5 stack. No matter which way you look at it, it'd be the 4 stack here, the quad stack, but again, the HHH. Okay. I don't know what we call that. The super horseman. I don't know. Upgraded, supersized horseman. Supersized is when you add in Hunter. Trevian Henderson went. Okay, he's gone. So now we need to go wide receiver for sure. And the top wide receiver available on my board anyway would be Debo. But if Debo were to get taken, would be in some trouble. But Rome is there. I doubt Rome makes it. There goes Rome right there. Jalen Waddle, Joe Mixon. The only thing that scares me here, see Debo, he hasn't even popped up yet, but he's like right where my head is. The only thing that scares me about Debo is that this McLaurin news, people might be reaching for him outside of the ADP. Okay, we got him. So we've got a pretty damn good thing. We drafted almost every part of it but Hendy. And I think it looks pretty good. So this is a marathon, so it's total points through week 17. The winner, highest scoring team out of week 17 wins it all. Ashton Genty, Bucky Irving, Amarian Hampton, Travis Hunter, RJ Harvey, Debo Samuel. Feel pretty good. No one's saying that we didn't, roll the dice at wide receiver, but that's the whole reason why this is fun tonight. Pacheco, you're live on the show. What can I do for you? Hello? 208, you're live.
Oh, me?
I mean, I already hung up on you at that point. I mean, who else? I said your name and your phone number. Call back if you want. I already hit end, so I'm sorry. Dial in again. Would you take Hampton at the 3.4 over Garrett Wilson, Chase Brown, MHJ? I'm fine with that. I just don't know that I'd do it in every draft because you want to overdo it. You're live. What can I do for you?
I just had my draft for my main league.
Uh-huh.
I got Genty, Bucky, and Hampton, just like you.
Genty, Bucky, Hampton. Perfect. Who'd you get with it? Who'd you get with him?
I got Josh Allen, Debo. I got Metcalf, Pickens.
Josh Allen, Debo, Metcalf, Pickens. Okay, not bad.
Odunze.
I like it. I can't believe this. Real quickly, I can't believe. Well, this guy got Sutton, so he stacked it. But Bo Nix went 71 and Mahomes went 73, way ahead of ADP. So the odds of that happening normally are not high, and that kind of sucks. But hold on, my boy. Let me just draft her here real quick. You guys know who I'm going here. Emeka Egbuka. This is just the right move. Now we've got Hunter, Debo, Egbuka. It's a very light wide receiver room, but they're big players that we love. So I'm fine with it. And then to have the 4 running backs we have. All right, go ahead, man. What else can I help you with? Nice team.
You like the team?
I do. It's good.
I have my tight ends aren't that good. I have Kraft and Goddard.
Kraft. I like Kraft. Kraft had 7 TDs last year. But see if Arroyo's out there, bro. Arroyo is maybe a breakout monster.
What team is he on?
Seattle Seahawks. Elijah Arroyo. They cut Fant. He's the starter. He might be the next Jimmy Graham.
Okay.
Do you know who Jimmy Graham is? Sound like maybe you don't.
Yeah, I do.
All right. All right, my boy. All right, later. Call back anytime. He's like, I don't know who Jimmy Graham is. He sounds like Dick Buckys. Who's that? Who the hell is... Is that a real name? I like your team a lot. Oh, so Junior, I don't think I really finished. I would say thank you, Junior, for the super chat. I would say, yeah, trade Olave. Go try and get Hunter. Go try and get Garrett Wilson. Go try and get JSN. Go try and get, players like that are a little bit undervalued. These quarterbacks are flying off the board. Now, in fairness, I haven't done an eliminator in a while, but I kind of got to go quarterback here. I guess Kyler's pretty good for this. Kyler or Dak? I'll go Kyler. Maybe Dak will fall because everyone seems to have a quarterback, but this guy maybe doesn't take Dak. It's possible Dak just falls. I wouldn't mind having Dak and Kyler in this scenario. This is a wild team, though. And I must say, if I'm going to go light wide receiver shopping, it's Travis Hunter, Debo, and Ibuka. All three of them. Like, those are the three guys I want if I'm going light. If I ain't going heavy into this thing. Yeah, thank you, Junior. Yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen and Amari are always on my list at the end of the draft. For sure. But we'll still get guys like Thornton and we'll get plenty of sleepers. Guys like Thornton, Trey Harris, Keon Coleman, Marvin Mims. I really like Marvin Mims right now. We've been talking Pop Douglas lately. We got Jalen McMillan to cuff if we want. Thornton, we talked about Thornton. Keenan Allen, we like Keenan Allen a lot. Jalen Royals. Those are the usual suspects. But now I might not be going wide receiver. I might be going Dak Prescott. The only risk, well, I shouldn't say only risk. People double up on quarterbacks, but especially this far apart from when they drafted one like Jaden Daniels and Dak wouldn't surprise me. And I'm looking at his team and George Pickens. Okay, he went Jaden. This guy doesn't have a quarterback, so he might go Dak. Let's just hope he likes someone else. There he goes, Dak. That was pretty easy to see coming, huh? Maybe I'll take Caleb Williams. Just kidding. Let's go Cam Scattaboo for fun. I was going to time out. So I'd rather get the player I want than time out, so that was on me. That was my bad. I like Cam, though. I don't mind this pick, but we are so good at running back, I might not really need to take any more running backs. I mean, we only need to start 2, so we're pretty good. And the bye weeks on that is, it looks like this, 8, 9, 12, 12, 14. So we're pretty good. I think I'm just going to draft receivers, quarterbacks, and tight ends the rest of the way. Cody, you're live. What can I do for you, pal?
Just calling in Smitty. Harvey's going to be a beast this year, especially in Sean Payton's office.
Beast.
As much as I'm a Pats fan, as much as I love Henderson, I think he's probably going to do the worst out of the 3. He could be the best, who knows? But I feel like his situation sharing with Ramondre, Antonio Gibson, is muddier than the other 2. So it'd probably be Harvey, Hampton, Hendy for me, and who knows what Hunter. He could be outscore everybody. Who knows?
They're all good, man. There's the reason I there's a reason I talk them all up constantly. They're like, children. You can't choose, You just
it's almost too hard to have, it's an embarrassment of riches at the running back position, especially between all these rookies.
Yeah. All right, I got to pick a receiver here, and Ibuka's my 3. All right, hold on. Hang tight. Travis, hold on 1 second. Both you on the phone line. Trey Harris got taken. I think I'm going to go Coleman here. So Keon Coleman's my 4. Not bad. Again, no one's saying that Travis Hunter, Debo, and Ibuka are making people shake in their boots. I'm not saying that, but this team is built differently for a reason. But I really like this situation. You missed out Bo Nix. I think you're behind Casey because Bo Nix and Dak, those guys are all long gone. All right, let me go over Cody. Cody, anything else?
No, that was just me just calling in on that. We'll keep watching. Thanks
All
for
right, man.
everything.
Call back if you got something else later. Maybe I'll go Herbert with this next pick and then kind of cuff him to Hampton in a way. I believe in the quarterback running back cuff. I don't think that people act like that's not a cuff. I think it is a stack. I mean, it really can be a pretty productive one, especially if, Hampton catches 4 or 5 receiving touchdowns. Travis, you're live. What do you think about the team so far? Again, it's definitely got its, pros and cons to even force this together. But it came together pretty well. Genty, Bucky, Hampton, Travis Hunter, RJ Harvey, Debo Egbuka, Kyler, all the quarterbacks got sniped. Kyler, Cam Scatterboot, and then Keon Coleman.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't draft it all day, every day, but it's good.
No, it's cool to switch it up sometimes, though. Good to see a different look.
Let me merge DJ 1 second. All right, DJ, mute yourself real quickly. Let me switch you over here. Okay, go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
No, so just on that last caller, said he's a Pats fan. Antonio Gibson, I mean, he's an all right player, but he's a non-factor to me. And I'd even argue that the guy Lane Larison take his job by the end of the year.
Who?
And Lane Larison, the guy, the undrafted running back. Gibson just isn't really a huge factor.
Yeah, Gibson, I'd never draft Gibson. Never.
And in terms of Hendy's going to get all the work he needs. Hendy's the guy there. And Ramondre, I mean, if Ramondre can hold on to the ball, there'll be 150 carries for him still.
For sure.
We've talked about it, just to reiterate the last caller. I mean, Hendy's going to get as much work as the next rookie back.
Yeah. When people say things like, Hendy, it's going to take him a while to earn the role. It's just like, I've said it 1,000 times. I can only say it so many times. I'll continue to say it as much as I can, but he's got 100% or as much as you would grab on the receiving job because of the pass protection that they drafted him for. So he's got 1/3 of, it's like 1/2 really of the job. He's got half of the job already locked up. So now half of the job's locked up. The other half hasn't been divvied yet. But if they split that, now all of a sudden you've got 75% of the job. You got 50% of the job by all the receiving volume, and you get half of the other 50%. You got 75% of the job. You don't need any more work. So yeah, people are just, I don't know what they think. Let's go. I don't want to risk it anymore. I kind of got screwed at quarterback here, but now I feel whole again. I got Penix Jr. I got Kyler. I love both these guys. I like Penix Jr. more than Kyler, but I'm not going to draft Penix Jr. 5 rounds too early, so I just wait like a vulture. You guys are missing the boat on Bo Nix and Evan Ingram. Are we?
Unless you haven't been watching.
It's like going into a mechanic shop and go, you guys really are missing the boat on learning how to do an oil change. You guys really should look at the oil. If you learn how to do an oil change, Sonny boys, you'll probably make more money in this mechanic shop. Or it's like walking into an ice cream parlor and saying, you guys really should have, I don't know. I'm lost for words. My analogies are normally 100%, and I can't even think of anything. It's like walking into, I don't know, Gump's car, and tell him, Gump, you should invest in some trash. I can just see Gump's car.
I don't get his reasoning either.
I don't know.
I'm guessing it's because of and he lists off a bunch of different outlets.
I'm sorry, what is your name? Is it Lonnie? I don't mean to make fun of
Lonnie.
the comment, Lonnie, but like you're walking into the Bo Nix room and you just said you guys are real. Like you walked in for the first time, looked around and goes, you guys, like you've been spitting this out wherever you go. You guys are really, really missing out on the Bo Nix train. All right, real quickly, boys, hang tight. Let me make this draft selection here. Should I go Cam Ward and get another quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, or go Dylan Sampson, or I got enough running backs. Let's go. I guess let's go Cam. All right, I'm done with quarterback. I definitely need wide receivers, but I haven't liked any of these wide receivers that are here. I'm just waiting until I get to the appropriate place. Pop Douglas could be a good candidate coming back. We've been talking him up. McMillan, I've got Ibuka. McMillan's a good pick for me. And then we get down to like Arroyo and Thornton and the sleepers. So it's like someone coming in and saying almost as bad as saying like, hey, you know, you guys really missed the boat on JD5 on this channel.
Yeah.
he's a good one. Yeah. Lonnie never responded. Did Lonnie? Lonnie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to run you off, but I just didn't know what you were trying to say.
Maybe you did. Did you see J-Rob? I just found the channel tonight.
Yeah, I shouted J-Rob out. I said, welcome, J-Rob. 31 month.
Roger. Yeah.
Yeah, 31-month membership. Burrow gets his first ring this year. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's possible for sure. They got to get all that defensive team building stuff getting kicked into high gear. Have Hawkinson as my tight end, Arroyo and Gadsden on the bench. Do I trade Hawkinson in Dynasty? Yes, I would. I mean, I would because I believe in Arroyo, but you are running the risk of if I'm wrong. So Pop Douglas or Jalen McMillan, I may not get both. So would I rather have Ibuka tied to McMillan or to Ibuka McMillan?
Safer.
Let's go Pop because we don't have a lot of them and we've been talking them up a little bit lately. Let's see, maybe McMillan will fall. You really need to look into Bucky this year. Yeah, it's good advice too. You really should. There's a guy named Bucky Irving. I think Lonnie left. Screw this. I was just saying it. You have to get mad at me. Sorry, Lonnie. It depends what you could get for Hawkinson, though, bro. You know, I wouldn't be just throwing him out there for nothing. But I mean, what are you getting? You might have to come to me with an offer. I don't really know exactly what your team looks like to really construct something. But Hawkinson and a pick. Of course, I'm trying to get one of the HHH and Associates. I believe Travis Hunter is cheap enough to throw a Hawkinson and something. I just don't know what the something would have to be. So you have to kind of cook some stuff up, see what they need. A quarterback upgrade, a massive quarterback upgrade. I believe in Arroyo. I could be wrong, though. So you got to be willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take it. I don't know who's making a lot of sound. Are the outside in the wind? What's going on there? Whoever it is, if you could just mute yourself. It sounds like there's some AC or some wind or something like that. King says, have you ever thought about making a tier ranking list for both running backs? Yeah, I do make a tier list on thefantasyfootballshow.com. So I'll do 2 articles, maybe 3 articles throughout August just to give people that tier feel. We're going to have a tier. I have a tier board I'm working on. I know I'm not the biggest tier guy, but I know my people love tiers. So I'm going to cater to what you guys want. So I have a tier board that we're going to be talking about where we essentially talk about what tiers guys are climbing to, what's their capable ceiling tier to get into. And so you guys are going to really, really like that when we get to it. I'm going to go Arroyo here. So the tier boards you'll love. The tier boards are on the way. They'll be fantastic. And what's going to be nice about the tier boards is I'm going to screenshot them and put them on thefantasyfootballshow.com so they're easy for everybody to find later. Cam Ward. Casey, you're way behind. Casey, I'll let you know in 10 minutes you'll hear this, but you're way behind. He's like, take Cam Ward. You're in the 13th round. I'm not a tier guy either. Yeah, I'm not, but the way I do it, you're gonna become a tier guy because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good way to look at things. It's not really how you draft, but it'll be something that will make you say, you know what, this is a great way to evaluate talent and upside and ceilings. So tiers are, that's kind of what I've kind of discovered about myself is I can't stand when people draft in tiers. I think you might as well just put a blindfold on and just start poking around at your phone. But what I've found over the years and messing around with tiers and creating content around tiers for people is that tiers can be the best way to almost slap yourself into realization of where somebody's capable of climbing. Similar to like maybe what you're going to see me do is take a guy like a guy like let me just find a person on the board. A player like Jaden Blue versus a player that might even be ranked higher, like let's say, I don't know. Let me see if I can find an example for you. Oh, I'm on the clock. I'm just going to time out on Royals. Did someone take Thornton? Or did I just not cue him? I may have just not queued him. No, like somebody took him. Where'd Thornton go? Oh, right before my pick. Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that? Who are you? Who are you? What'd you do? Okay, so like I guess the best example would be Hampton. Hampton to me is Marshawn Lynch. So there's going to be like the elite running back 1 tier. So there'll be different tiers. And honestly, you could put a player like Achan in that running back 1 tier, or he's capable of reaching that. I think Hampton's not. I think Hampton's capable of reaching the top 4 to 7 tier. So the running back 1 tier, but maybe it's not the elite version. It's the high value version. So it'll be like elite 1, elite 2, elite 3 or something, or it'll be different levels inside each tier. So running back 1. He is a running back 1. Hampton is a running back 1, not a running back 2. He's a fantasy football running back 1. But is he capable of getting to the Gibbs, Bijan, Genty tier? I'm going to say no, but he's capable of being the top ranked guy in the next tier. But a guy like Bucky, who doesn't rank in the top tier, does have the potential to be inside at the bottom of that top tier. So that's where the tiers give you just kind of a slap across the face of, maybe I'm looking at this differently. Maybe I should be valuing this player differently because I'm admitting to myself. It's kind of like projections. Sometimes you do projections and you're like, oh, I guess I like this guy more than I thought. It's kind of like that in a way. Let me see if I can grab a tight end here. I'm going to go Mason Taylor. And I think I have one more pick and I might need a third tight end. 8, 9. They're both rookies. My wide receiver room. Tell me if you guys think this is going to fly. Travis Hunter, Deebo Samuel, Emeka Egbuka, Keon Coleman, Marvin Mims, Pop Douglas, Jalen Royals.
I think it's deep. Might not have the elite at the top, but I think it's deep enough to get by with it.
For those just joining, okay, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. We have Genty, Bucky, Hampton, Harvey. We were trying the quadruple H and associates.
Just real quick, because I know J. Rob said he's about to leave. He was asking about Keenan Allen. He said, do you think he signs with the Chargers? And do you think it's to play, or do you think he signs and retires? Which he's obviously playing. It's not an Amari Cooper situation where he's going to retire.
No, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's not retiring, but I don't know if he signs with the Chargers. I would assume he does. What I said earlier, I believe is true, man. Should I take Fannin, or do I take Sinnott? Do I take Gadsden? Do I take Theo Johnson or Ferguson. I'm gonna swing for the fences on Fannin. So I got 3 rookie tight ends: Arroyo, Mason, Fannin, and I've got the youngest wide receiver. I don't know if this will work out. This is fun to do. I guess the conclusion is trying to stack all these rookie running backs. It can work if the right players fall. It didn't here. It doesn't mean it couldn't next time. But it definitely, it definitely feels like I veered off the best player available course trying to force this. And this is like another example of why I tell you to take best player available and don't just force anything. But it is a fun team. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of fun, and I'll have a lot of fun checking in on it. No doubt about it. So my team is from the 6th spot. I got Genty, Bucky, Hampton, Hunter, Harvey, Debo, Egbuka, Kyler, Cam Scatterbu, Keon Coleman, etc., etc. So, good team. And as for Keenan Allen, I'd probably say he does. What I was going to say was the interesting part about Keenan Allen news today is that Keenan Allen is the biggest name free agent wide receiver. And that if McLaurin was going to get traded, he would want to go to the Washington Commanders. You'd have to be a complete moron not to have that as your number 1 landing spot if you're a free agent wide receiver like Keenan Allen. You're ring chasing. It fits every criteria at no demand. And the fact that we heard today, the day after McLaurin requested a trade, that Keenan Allen is now going to go visit with the Chargers again to sign and re-up with the Chargers indicates that the Washington Commanders are seriously not trading Terry McLaurin. That's what I gather from that, if you want to know the truth. I am way behind, says Casey, finally catching up. Okay. Welcome back. Casey, we're screaming at you. All right, let's get into a weekly winner, $10 weekly winner. I'm not clicking it yet. I'm hovering over the button. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat to sign up for Underdog. We're going to wait about 2 minutes before we hit the button, so don't hit it yet, or you're not going to get in. You're going to get into some other draft. Play Underdog. Here's the link right here. It's linked in the live chat. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Hover over weekly winners. Don't click it yet. I'll tell you when. Who's on the phone line here? Do I have anybody still on the phone line?
DJ.
I'm on the
DJ
phone.
there.
Sean and then DJ. DJ, wait 1 second. Go ahead, Sean.
No worries.
970, you're live.
Smitty, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, good. Can you hear me this time? I don't know if you remember me. I'm the Zodiac guy. Of course you remember me.
The Zodiac guy. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
I can't promise you'll be
elite.
Keep going that direction. We want to hear maybe a little bit, but just not.
You're a Leo. I thought you were an Aries. I can tell you're a Leo.
You don't know what I am. You don't know what I am.
I know.
Zodiac killer.
I have a sleeper for you. Player. I think going to be a good player.
Can I already tell you you're wrong about the Leo thing, by the way? Okay, go ahead.
I'm wrong on the what?
About the Leo thing, by the way. So you're already wrong. You're already over.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. This player is getting reps with the first team. He was badass in college. I remember watching him. He got injured, and I think that's why he fell in the draft. But Torrey Horton.
Yeah, we like him a lot. He's definitely a good position. Torrey Horton, we like.
Yeah, he's getting reps with the first team today, and I think he got every pass, like 9 for 9 or something.
He's definitely a good
He
sleeper.
was nasty in college.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good value.
One of the best catches I've ever seen. Badass player.
Yeah, we like him a lot.
Yeah, just one of your thoughts on him, and I think Arroyo, the tight end, is going to be a stud, like you said.
Are you a Seattle fan? Is that why all this is coming from?
I'm definitely a Seahawks fan.
Okay, so first of all, you're biased, but I will say, because you're. Let me give you a sleeper.
No,
you're talking all Seahawks, but I will say you're not wrong. Like Horton's good. We talk about him a lot. Certainly going to take over that number 2 role sooner than later. And even if they don't, we'll see what's in store for him. But yeah, Arroyo's fantastic. It all comes down to Milroe. Milroe is a monster, and he's going to throw. He's going to take that job really quickly. I'd say by week 4.
I don't think he'll take it this season.
Well,
I think it's definitely Sam's team.
Who knows?
I'm seeing, and I think they just want to really
I don't think they want to bring him in too soon because he needs to work on his accuracy. And I think they know they're not going to win this year, that they really just want to bring him in slowly, almost like what we saw with Trey Lance last night. That guy looked. Yeah.
I don't think that's a real good example though, because Trey Lance got ruined and misused. There's no one waited on Trey Lance. Like we're gonna slow roll Trey Lance. And Trey Lance got lucky that a coach believed in him again and gave him a shot again, because Trey Lance got ruined. I don't think that's a good example at all. I think bringing
it's a good example because I think they don't want to ruin him. They don't want to bring him in too early where he kind of has the same problems that he had in Alabama.
But Trey Lance wasn't brought in slowly. He was given up on. He was ruined, and he was out there as trash. He got picked up. He's a backup. Yeah. There's nothing about slow rolling Trey Lance out. In the case of Sam Darnold, I believe this team does think they can win. I think they want to win. And at the end of the day, if they make the move quick enough, then it's going to be something where, you know, if they think they have a shot, and I'm not saying they do, but they have a shot at the division, because the division is pretty complicated and it could be messy. It could be something to where this division is up for grabs and the Cardinals aren't, you know, winning like they should. The Niners suffer injuries. You're already hearing bad things about Trent Williams. That you know, that's where everything falls apart for the Niners. The Rams, Stafford's back sore. Who knows what's going on? I mean, you never know. And Milra, you're right. Sam Darnold can't even get I hear he can't even get the ghosts to catch his balls. He'll see ghosts real quickly, and those ghosts will be afraid to catch those hospital balls. Sam Darnold was great in Minnesota for a time, but the fact that he unraveled so quickly and they didn't bring him back when they were about to extend him, they were about to give him a contract extension in the most optimal environment, and they ran away from him pretty quickly. That tells me a lot. I think so, because they had JJ, and I think JJ is going to be really good in Minnesota. And so he's on the rookie contract. You just let Sam go, and you. Of course, he's going to be good, bro. JJ's one of the best receivers in the league. But
no, JJ McCarthy.
Oh, well, don't call him JJ because that's not JJ. JJ's JJ. JJ McCarthy's a totally different player.
Yeah. McCarthy, the quarterback. I think he's going to be good.
You said JJ. All right. JJ McCarthy.
I think we'll know about the Seahawks if they're really serious this year if they try to get Michael Parsons. Rumors that they're going to try to get Parsons off the team to go with DeMarcus Lawrence.
Well,
their defense is going to be
real
quick. Everyone's going to go after Parsons.
Parsons ain't available. I'll just tell you that right now. He's not.
I mean, even though he wants to be traded.
Well, he can want to be traded all he wants. Jerry's so bad. He's such a bad GM.
I've run into Jerry. I've run into him where I live. I live in a very expensive ski town. He's a guy, nice guy.
He must be a Leo. Okay, well, I gotta go, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right, later. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right, let's jump into a draft, and then I'll go to DJ. Hover over. We're going to Underdog, promo code Smitty. Here's the link right here. Anything can happen with Milroe, by the way, but I think Sam Darnold will see ghosts very quickly. Hover over the Underdog green button. Guys, click that link. Sign up. Underdog will match your first deposit 50%. Let's go into the weekly winners in 5. Still sign up if you missed it. 3, 2, 5 more to draft. 3 more to draft. 2. Tap in, tap in, tap in. All right, DJ, you're live.
If Zodiac is still listening, he should go check out the City Pittsburgh. McLaren situation, JD5 is getting McLaren paid. I think he'd be foolish not to sign, and it makes sense that he opened up his mouth to get his bag. This was a perfect opportunity for him. I don't think he's going anywhere. But here's my main question. I'm having a hard time understanding how to value running backs, maybe in best ball in that 2-3 area, because the squad that you drafted first, I mean, I love the squad. I think the value I'm sorry.
It was all right. I don't claim that was an amazing team. We tried to force it, a triangle peg into a,
well, let me make my point. Why I think I understand that's how you see it, but I see it differently. Just because when I'm looking at like combined points, especially in the PPR, half PPR, those running backs that are going to give you either Harvey, Genty, versus those values at wide receiver in that 3-4 round, they'll outproduce them and have outproduced them. So I'm kind of, misunderstanding. So, and then when you're talking about your running back, your wide receiver value later, what you would want, in my opinion, are those spike weeks. So getting a Hunter, getting a Debo, that's just added value because I think it supplements the running back versatility, supplements the wide receiver lack of depth or that one. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm
having a hard time understanding that.
I think it's a good thing to bring up. I think ultimately, sometimes there's a place where you can. Let me see if I can get these players listed. There we go. It's tough because it's kind of like the early quarterback, late quarterback debate. At the end of the day, you can find value really anywhere. It just depends on your belief in certain stages of a draft. Like, for example, I'm very okay passing on a Tet McMillan or a DK Metcalf or even players I really, really like in the 4th and 5th round for Debo in the 6th or 7th round. I'm very okay passing on a wide receiver like T. Higgins and getting Travis Hunter a round and a half to 2.5 to even 3 rounds later. And even in a vacuum, I believe Hunter will outscore T. Higgins. I do believe that. So I can go in 100,000 different directions. So which means that I think at the end of the day, if you go early wide receiver drafting, those running back values will be there. And I think you can get what you're talking about in those in the Harvey, Hendy, Hamptons, and still get that early wide receiver value. Or you could go early running back, consume maybe an extra one like Genty, and then still get those wide receiver values. At the end of the day, it's 1,000 ways to win. And I think that there are certain ways that cater, I think, to people's preferences, and you should always lean toward that as a potential favorite strategy, but always keep best player available in mind. But I don't think there's I guess what I'm trying to say ultimately is I don't think there's any dead spots. I think that there's a dry wide receiver territory from 7, 8, 9 to where I don't draft a lot of wide receivers, but they're still there. But I love the running backs too much, like Blue and all those guys in that 8, 9, 10, 11 range. But I could build a team like I just did where I love Igbuka, I love Debo, I love Hunter, and I do feel good about it. It was a good team. It just wasn't my favorite. I didn't think I crushed it. And I'm like, that's the winning ticket or anything. But this is a weekly winners, by the way, guys. That's why quarterbacks are going to go a little early. There's no cumulative points. There's no playoffs. It's just who can outscore everybody in the entire field each individual week. And every week there's a 20K winner and a reset. The next week, 20K winner and a reset. And then I think 10K to second place. So yeah, DJ, it's not that I don't, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that, sometimes I'm going to go wide receiver here and see what happens. Sometimes we think that one way is better until you just try a different strategy and you're like, damn, having Genty and Bucky's insane value, but having Lamb in London and still having Harvey, Kyron, Breece Hall, and still somehow, some way makes you think differently. And you're like, well, wait a minute. This is pretty freaking awesome. So there's 1,000 ways to win.
Yeah, I get that. And that's why I'm saying when I'm looking at the running back value, yeah, certainly that's one strategy, what I just shared with you, in my opinion. But I am looking at the value of the running backs in that 2-3 round versus saying, well, I could wait on, the Debo or what have you, because I'm looking at these numbers here, and it's some pickings from the standpoint of what maybe your top 5 in terms of those running backs. Chase Brown, maybe being the last there. Like Kyron Williams, I'm he's kind of like maybe my fifth or sixth. He's got great touchdown equity, you know, and yardage, but offers, you know, not very much in the receiving game. So when you take those stats and you look at those running backs compared to some of those receivers in those positions, it's not necessarily, it's just how I see the value of them. And again, let me be clear, it has to be those pass catching type of backs. So I wouldn't take, you know, a Williams over, you know, said receiver in that ADP for those reasons, especially half PPR and PPR. But no, and I was just sharing that thought.
It's a good, it's a good point. It's a good point. I think it comes down to the age-old question I get every single day, and I will for the rest of my life, is who do I draft out number 1, Smitty? Bijan or Lamb or Bijan or Jamar Chase? Or who do I draft at number 4? And the answer is there's so much value, in my opinion, in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I could spin it any way. Like right now, I don't go wide receiver almost ever, and I might end up regretting this in this group, but I love Chase Brown. I'm fine with Chase Brown, and I got London and CeeDee Lamb. So I mean, you're gonna have, you know, and what is so funny when people say I don't like your running backs, or I don't like your running back 2, or if you go best player available and you don't draft a wide receiver 3 for a while, it's like I don't like your wide receiver 3. Well, okay, but Steve, do you like how I'm stacked at the other positions a little abnormally? It's just a balancing act, you know, and it's sometimes you balance it just right. And the more off balance you make something, in some cases gives you a huge advantage if you figure out your void. So if you draft and stack your quarterback, your running back 1, your running back 2, your wide receiver 1, your wide receiver 2, you got a sleeper tight end, let's say you smash that 2 kind of secretly, and you have this massively disgusting, to most people, looking depth at wide receiver. You got no wide receiver 3. You got nobody. Debo's going to get hurt, you know, or let's say Debo's your wide receiver 2. Let's say you went London and Debo, and you have literally everyone's laughing at your wide receiver 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but you got Thornton. You've got, you know, just players you love. And if you figure that out, if your void becomes the next, it doesn't have to be BTJ, but the next Lad McConkey, you know, then you win. You win. And that's kind of a fun thing to do, is play that game.
Yeah, I think you said something on the previous show. I'll summarize it, I think, how I heard it. You know, you zig when they zag in certain, you know, situations, and your value. So, yeah, I get that. Great point. Yeah, that's all I had.
Weekly.
You know, and this is why I call in, and this is why I watch, you know, best show on the planet. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem. You can mute if you want to stay, or if you got to go, no problem. Let me go back over to Travis.
I'll mute.
Yeah, I want to go back over to Travis. I got CeeDee Lamb. I'm going best player available. I'm not even considering anything else, by the way, except for that I don't want to overload. Like I don't want to draft 4 running backs when I have, you know, 1 wide receiver, or draft 4 wide receivers when I still have 1 running back. Like I'm going to keep that into account. But CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow. So I like that so far. You know, keep in mind we're in weekly winners where whoever's drafting at 2 is like reaching like hell on the players. So who is that? Miles reaches like a bandit. I mean, look, your team looks good, but you did take them 1 round early, like across the board. So it's hard to like, it's hard for in this position to smash this the way that I'm doing it, when I would absolutely smash it outside of this community. Like I easily would have smashed. This is a weekly winner. I'm gonna go with, and I'm fine. I don't care that you took those guys. I'm just saying, like RJ Harvey in round 4, he doesn't go in round 4 at all. Like not even close. So you gotta be careful. Your team looks good though. I don't mind it. I mean, if your running backs hit, you will land. So I just took Hunter. I'm going best player available. And Hunter was a little early too, in your defense. I did take him a little early, but with all the running backs, you know, grabbed off the board, everybody's going to be taking everybody a little bit early right now. And it's going to just slowly bleed into when you get to round 6, do we really have round 6 players left? Or do we feel like we have round 5 or round 7 players left? because we've all kind of left the scraps that other people would casually draft intermixed to what we're drafting because we all think differently. But when we all think alike, then we literally feels like someone's ripping the rug out from under us. I would say that this team still feels very, very good. I got Lamb, Drake London, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow, Travis Hunter. I'm obviously going hero RB. I didn't plan to go hero RB. Again, my advice to anybody is never choose your sub strategy. Just go best player available, and it will reveal whatever strategy you're doing, and you can reflect on it. But you shouldn't be like aiming to go hero RB because the board might give you something else. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Travis.
No. I was asking what format it was, but you said
weeklies. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It's a pretty good team. I like it. We'll see how it fares here. Cody just hung up. But yeah, my goal was to try and punt running back and come back with Chase Brown and get at least one of Harvey or Hendy in this 5th round, which would have easily happened outside of our community. But I'm fine with Hunter. It's fine with me. I love Hunter.
What do you think? Do you think the Packers will read the ball more this year, or do you think they're gonna go all in on Golden, or like what are your thoughts there? Just wait and see because they've been so inconsistent past game.
It's a great question. I don't really know. Can't really say for certain what they're going to do, but I just think that real quickly. Hold on one second. Let me make this pick. I don't mind David Montgomery here. I think they will run him quite a bit. Let me see if I like anybody else real quickly. I'll just take him. It's weeklies. He could definitely have those games. He doesn't have to run. He could run for 900 yards and 10 touchdowns, but I could get a bulk of those in 1 or 2 weeks. So he's not a bad running back too in this format. I don't love him in non-weekly winners, but weekly winners ain't bad. He could easily have a 2 TD game. What was your question, Travis? I'm sorry.
Just what direction do you think the Packers go this year with their wide receivers? Will they actually give Reed the ball more? Because we're talking about it a little in the chat, and I was just saying how since 2023, he's 8th in PPR points per snap. So when the ball is in his hand, he's scoring a ton of points in fantasy. He doesn't get enough targets.
Reed went into the head coach's office the moment they drafted Golden, or first chance he got, and he said, "What in the hell?" And and you got to think about it from Reed's perspective. How disrespectful, man. How disrespectful to have them make such a mockery of not having a wide receiver 1. Like it wasn't like they were saying, hold on real quickly. I'll go ETN here. It's not like it was embarrassing. Imagine if let's say, let's say you're working at I'm just going to use you're working at an IT office and you're an IT tech or whatever. You're almost a manager. You're like a lead or something. And they start talking about how, they don't have any good IT techs. And we just hired, and the company has a meeting. They have the HR department. They have the sales team. They have the IT techs. They have a tech manager. And you have a big meeting with like 20, 30 employees. And they go, we decided we were going to actually hire a really good tech this time. And he's going to be our number 1 tech. We haven't paid a tech this much in a while. We haven't taken a tech in a while. We got a tech, everyone. We finally did it. It's like, what do you think you'd feel like? But I'm a tech. And you're making it look like we have nobody. So he walks into his head coach's office and he says, what in the hell is going on? And they said to him, don't worry. You are still our wide receiver 1. What does that mean? I don't know. Because last year they said they didn't have a wide receiver 1. And they truly didn't. And I'm starting to think Love doesn't know how to necessarily laser lock. And so we don't know what's going to really happen. But you're right. Look, Jaden Reed was one of my favorite deep sleeper wide receivers last year, and they just didn't use him. I really like the kid. I wish he could get out of there. You know what would be great? Trade him to Green Bay. Trade McLaurin to Green Bay, bring Jaden Reed over. You know what I mean? I don't know. I love Jaden Reed. I think people think he's bad because he doesn't produce, but it's not his fault. You just talked about numbers. I like Jaden Reed a lot. Make that trade.
I wish they'd do creative trades like that and more player trades. You don't see them now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's kind of being ignored, but all the reports out of camp is that Jaden Reed looks great. But I mean, I guess because he's a rookie and he was a first-round pick, all you ever hear people talk about is Golden. And then, I mean, admittedly, Golden supposedly looks pretty good in camp, but I still like Reed.
Yeah, I like Reed a lot.
I know the chat. I'm seeing a few people in the chat pushing back on me. But
yeah, it's fine.
Golden also seems to kind of have a little cult following himself.
Yeah, he's very much like Deontay. He's very much like Jalen Waddle. There's just people that they really want Golden to be so good. He prospect-wise, profile-wise, he's one of the worst first-round wide receivers we've seen drafted in a very long time. He did not deserve to be a first-round pick. It's not that he's bad. It's just there's a lot of pressure being put on him. And when people say something like Green Bay, what do you think they drafted a wide receiver? They haven't drafted a wide receiver in 20 years. What makes that should that say something? And I'm like, yeah, it does. It says that this team has no experience doing it, and you think they're going to be 1-for-1. They might really whiff on it like they kind of did taking him too early. It was way too early to grab him. He wasn't. I don't think he's the receiver they think he is. I think he's good. I think he's very good. Could he be as good as Jaden Reed? Maybe. But is he an elite wide receiver one in the National Football League? I think not.
I don't think so. I mean, I think they have a bunch of number twos, especially with that system. But yeah, man, I think you're dead on. I think he's a two. Perhaps he could, but I don't see it. Landing spot wasn't very good. Even Burden, and of course remains to be seen. But it's muddled. And I don't think he was a first-round value, just my opinion. So he's a two,
Yeah, he's a good two, but he's not a one. Like you start talking about him as a one, then you got it. Then all of a sudden we're tearing him down to size. It sounds like we're hating, or not. But he's not an elite player. He's a very, very solid player. Very, a player that can get you what you need when you need it. And while I think Zay Flowers is a better player than Golden by a lot, actually, the way that Flowers produces might be how you see Golden produce. Big, flashy things, spots, but Love can't turn him into anything anyway. Love can turn him into a good receiver, just like Flowers is a good receiver, but Flowers ranked 25th last year, and that's the highest Lamar Jackson's ever pushed a wide receiver up in the rankings. Lamar does not produce top 20 wide receivers. I'm starting to think Love might not either. And maybe part of it's play calling, and it's not Jaden Reed's fault, but Jaden Reed is very undervalued. Very, very undervalued. I really like Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed, and this kind of goes back to like when I said McLaurin would be a star, and I got a lot of pushback on that. As soon as he gets a quarterback, we said it for years. Wait till he gets a quarterback. Imagine if he gets a quarterback. There was, at some point a rumor about Washington trading for a quarterback, and we'd have conversations here and there about, you just watch McLaurin. I go on Raj's quad box and talk to the Niner people and say that McLaurin's twice the wide receiver Ayuk is before the season started last year. And they're like, oh, did you hear this guy? He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh my God, this isn't real football. This is real football. You're talking fantasy. You don't know fantasy. You just know fantasy. And it's like, you guys have no clue how good McLaurin is once he gets a quarterback. It sounds funny to say that Jaden Reed is the same way, but he's the same way. And he is until he isn't. We'll have no, speaking of the devil, there's Ayuk. You just won't know. You'll have no clue how good Reed is. You might never. But if he does get his wish and he leaves somewhere, if he's not getting the ball, and I don't blame him for just, being upset in this situation either. I don't. Because they literally celebrated how amazing it was to finally have a wide receiver. I'd be so pissed off I would have requested a trade.
Yeah. Good point. It's like, what's really going on? Like, hold on. But, he came out and said it to the floor, and the system, it seems like there's a bunch of number twos. I don't know that there's a focus. And I don't know that Reed, again, I don't want to knock him, that's not what I'm saying, would elevate like that, where that they have no choice, where he's just dominant like that. But, can I speak to Harvey real quick?
Yeah, and real quickly, on this topic, which we haven't really talked about a lot, Reed would be a fantastic trade candidate for the Commanders. Like, even outside of anything, I mean, man, what a move that would be. That would be a total Adam Peters move. Just a fantastic maneuver. I'm not sure if this is a little bit early and I'm just yelling at people for reaching, but I can't trust you guys because you're sniping everybody. And since I went hero RB, you could see Chase Brown in the 3rd round up there. I took David Montgomery as my second running back. I took ETN. I got Bigsby and ETN now. I got Jaden Blue. I had to do that because I don't know that he would have been there on the way back, especially the way you guys are sniping. So just kind of explaining why I'm doing what I'm yelling about. My bad. I'll take a lap. I'll take a lap for the little bit of a reach there. Although, when you get to double-digit rounds, we're in round 11, I don't think reaching matters anymore. I think you throw it out the window and you just get your guys. Because you got to think about it from the perspective of you've got only 7, 8 picks left, 6, sometimes 6 picks left. And you've got to balance like a backup tight end, a backup quarterback, and a backup wide receiver, final wide receiver. And you might only have 2 available spots or 1 for that running back. And you're like, where am I going to fit them in based on ADPs? I'm going to miss out on everybody, but I could get everybody else if I just reach for them now. And so I'd say like round 10 on, don't worry so much about ADP. Although I probably will still yell at someone for taking somebody 50, 60 picks up. But all right, go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry. Oh, and actually, DJ, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Let me just get these super chats out.
No worries.
Have Hawkinson as my tight end. Arroyo and Gadsden already answered that one. Okay, so 2 more super chats unless I answered this one. Have you ever thought about making a tier ranking? Okay, I did answer that one. Okay, so Jaime said, Jaime, you still here? In the 8 spot, I enjoy these drafts because all the reachers make me a better drafter as I follow ADP. Yeah, if you really stick to ADP and you kind of let it be an environment where I honestly look forward to them too in a way, just because I draft a lot of the same players over and over and over. And I can't stop, and I'm like, okay, this draft I need to do it different. And I don't. I'm like, there he is. There's Mahomes. There's Mahomes. I'm taking Mahomes. I'm gonna bully QB. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, this draft I'm not taking Travis Hunter. And I just keep doing it. So at least here, I know I'm gonna get a different team. And these teams might be what saved me if, let's say, injury strikes the 87,000 teams that I've drafted that are near the same. Go ahead. I'm sorry about the interruption.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and draft, man. You're up, right?
I'm good. I'm good.
It made me think about, landing positions, coaches, OCs, they're so important. And, despite talent, right? Because I'm curious, McDaniels, Travis, you can probably speak to this. McDaniels there in New England, any idea what type of system? I'm not too sure what type of system he runs, but is it wide open, more running?
He loves that. He loves that pass catching back like Henderson. Think back to James White, and the slot gets tons of targets. Think back to the Welkers, the Edelmans, Amendolas, and And so right now, that's why Hendy and Pop Douglas are looking really good for this season. Obviously there's other pieces to the offense, but
yeah,
those have historically been the two positions that get a ton of run in a draft pick in this offense.
Yeah, Pop Douglas.
Okay, so,
real quickly, Pop Douglas
Pop is playing that slot, basically. He's lining up in the slot, Pop Douglas. And Williams is playing outside, the rookie.
We don't really know exactly where he's going to
for now.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are running because some guys are. It's hard to say. Like, look at Keon Coleman last year. They're testing things out, but where will Diggs be? Diggs looks like he'll be unrestricted, but yeah, I mean, hard to really say. But yeah, Kyle will probably not be maybe as impactful as we think right away. And this is what Travis and I were talking about one time off the show, is that Pop's looking really good, and you kind of got to remind ourselves sometimes, even myself included. And I think I'm doing a better job of this year than I did last year. But Ben Sinnott, perfect example. And Trey Benson, perfect example. Connor wasn't really going anywhere. I mean, predicting him to get injured was one thing, but expecting Ben Sinnott to take over a healthy Zach Ertz, expecting Benson to take over a healthy James Conner when the loyalty's there, the trust is there. And so it's hard to just say Kyle Williams is removing Pop Douglas and a veteran like Diggs. It probably won't happen. There's an injury required, and that might happen. Or just 3 wide receiver sets and he starts being so explosive that they keep. But he probably won't replace those guys. He'd just be so good at his role. But I think it's an important reminder that Pop Douglas is actually pretty valuable. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm finding that. Yeah, that's good info. Wasn't really even on my radar, but that's a great point with the system and McDaniels. Absolutely right. Didn't think about that. I'll say this and then I'm going to hang up. So, like with Harvey, Javonte Williams last year had 71 targets, 72. Anyway, he was 4th for running backs in the league for targets, right? And ended up 6th, tied 5th with receptions. Couldn't do anything with them, but that's Peyton's system. I mean, so with Harvey, it's almost all built in. He got his guy, and that's just what he does. I mean, Williams had that many targets. He's up there with Ashan and Hall and Kamara, just because that's what that's what Peyton does. So,
and people still have trouble seeing that. No, I'm just saying. I'm just adding to it. People still have trouble seeing that fact that Harvey is an upgrade from Javonte, and in that Peyton system, just like with McDaniels, you have that back in the slot, that joker spot. He loves to throw to running backs. Like, if you do the math, Harvey is the guy. And people are still having trouble grasping onto that in some cases.
Yeah. Good stuff, gentlemen. Thanks.
All right, later, bro.
Thanks, Nick.
Appreciate you.
Later.
Let's see what I'm going to do here. Do we have anybody else on the phone line? I feel like if I do, I've ignored them the whole show. Okay, they might have hung up a while ago. I think there was somebody there. At least like 10 minutes ago they were there. Tough spot to be in here. I have neglected my wide receivers because I went so heavy at the top. I got Lamb and London and Hunter. I've punted it for a while. Pop Douglas is my 4. I'll go veteran Keenan Allen here because that could really be kind of an interesting pick. My running back stable is Jaden Blue, Tank Bigsby, Tootin, and Etienne. And Travis, and Etienne, Monty, and also Chase Brown. So let me review my team real quickly. I'm drafting in that 5 spot you can see right there. And at the top, I went Lamb, Drake, London, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow. This is weekly winners. There's no playoffs. There's no total points. It's just each week wins 20K. So Lamb, Drake London, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow, Travis Hunter, David Montgomery, Travis Etienne, and all the backups. Bigsby's a starter. I'm drafting Etienne ahead because I have to. Bigsby's a starter, which is crazy. Etienne's the Rashad White, Bigsby's the Bucky. And I've heard people say, and I could tell they're repeating it because they've heard it somewhere. Because it's always the same way that they say it. I can always tell when someone acts like they've got this original take and they're just repeating it from like another creator of some sort because it's the same wording. They're like, there's no Bucky in this. It's not going to be a Bucky. There's no one that fits that actual role. Tank Bigsby does fit the Bucky role very, very well. The role is the role. And Etienne fits the Rashad White role very well. But the starter is Bucky. I'm sorry, the starter is Bigsby. Dak, Andrews, Jaden Blue. I was going to take Isaiah Likely, but because he's injured right now, I thought he'd fall. But somebody in our crew, because they know I like him, they snagged him somewhere high. Where the hell did you take Likely at? I went looking like a couple rounds ago. Where did he go? He had to have gone high. Okay, what do I have? I need backup tight ends. I need a wide receiver. Pat Bryant's still there. I do like that. I'm going to go Yoshi Voss because that Burrow. So that's pretty good. I mean, Yoshi Voss, Burrow, Keenan Allen, Pop Douglas, Hunter, London, Lamb. Feels good. I got Dak. Got Dak cuffed to Lamb. Okay, and then now I need potentially, what's my wide receiver room look like? I got a bye week 10, bye week 10, bye week 5, 8, 14, and then NA. I don't know Keenan Allen's bye week, but I'm pretty sure that even if it was my heavy bye week of 10, I'd be fine because I'd have 14, 8, and 5. Technically speaking, with my 3 wide receivers being Lamb, London, and Hunter in a weeklies where I'm not too worried about depth at all, I'm banking on those 3 guys anyway. Those other guys are there just in case something happens and I still could have won 20K if I just had somebody. So there's my somebodies. My running back stable, Chase Brown, David Montgomery, Travis Etienne, Jaden Blue, Tank Bigsby, Bashal Tootin. Got the entire Liam Cohen backfield. Feel really, really good about that. Tight end, I'm going to go with, let's go with Ferguson, Terrence Ferguson. I was going to time out. Probably could have went a different direction, but I just grabbed a guy I liked because I was timing out. Now I got to decide, do I want to go with another tight end that's a bye week 7 and 8? Doesn't matter. Andrews is injury prone and Ferguson's like not guaranteed anything. So I could go Higbee if he's there and cuff that. I don't know if he's there or not. He is. I could go Higbee. That's probably the safest route, Ferguson and Higbee, to go with my Andrews. Or I just say screw it and I'll go Ferguson and Andrews and grab another RB and swing or something. Or wide receiver. What do you think, Travis? So let me put my team on screen so you can look at it. I don't know how much of a delay we're at right now with the YouTube delay, but here's the team. There's Burrow. Here's the squad. And chat, you can weigh in too. What would you do with this last pick? Keeping in mind it's weeklies. We can literally bomb out any week we want. When Ferguson and Andrews, different bye weeks anyway. Lamb, London, Hunter, that's my 3 I'm banking on anyway. Pop Douglas, Keenan Allen, Yoshi Voss, Chase Brown, Monty, Etienne, Bigsby, Tootin, and Blue. And then Joe Burrow, Dak, Penix Jr. Pretty good squad, by the way. I got Penix Jr. cuffed to London. I've Dak cuffed to Lamb. I got Burrow and Yoshi Voss and Chase Brown. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, wide receiver, tight end. Tight end worries me a bit because Mark Andrews injury risk. And you don't know exactly with Ferguson.
So would you rather go Fannin and take a swing, or just hit Tyler Higbee, who no one's going to draft. He's undraftable. It's just if I cuff Higbee to Ferguson, I'm covered.
Oh. I mean, that builds in a lot of safety. And, I mean, Higbee's been pretty good when he's on the field.
Let's just do that because I don't need anything else. So I just went ahead and did that. This is pretty good. It's a pretty good weeklies team. I mean, the stacks I have with Burrow, Yoshi Voss, Chase Brown, Dak, and Lamb, and then Penix Jr., London. I'm feeling pretty good about the squad. And to have the entire Liam Cohen backfield with Monty and Chase Brown and Blue, I don't know. This could be one of those teams. Weekly winners is different. Like sometimes your team that could win weekly winners is not one that would win best ball or a longer tournament because you're just trying to get the best group of spike week players you can. And honestly, London, Lamb, Hunter, I could see it. Huge weeks out of these guys. Chase Brown goes crazy. Monty or one of the Liam Cohen running backs, or maybe Jaden Blue's popping off. But Bigsby and Chase Brown both could be double-digit touchdown guys any given week. Pizza party? Woody Marks. I love Woody Marks. I would have definitely taken him, Casey, if I needed another back for sure. Love Woody Marks. I don't know if we'll do another one. As someone dropped if someone sponsors one of the videos, the $100 holler to grab a video which your name would go on, example, HHH and Associates.
Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
Not to
Locations
sound,
on Earth.
like a son of a bitch or anything, but like I'm exhausted. So if someone did that, I'm obligated to do another draft. So I'll wait a minute, but no pressure on that. Just if anybody's been wanting to get a video and you want to do another draft. Do we have anybody on the phone line? Let's take a couple more calls. Phone line's open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, how many likes do we have? 67 likes.
Yeah.
What in the?
Brutal.
67 likes. What is going on here?
Disrespectful.
That's more disrespectful than drafting a wide receiver like Matthew Golden and then in front of Jaden Reed being like, "We finally got a one." And just walking right, like pushing him aside, not even knowing Reed standing there, but like, "We got it, we did it, guys. We got a one. I can't believe it. We've been going so thin at the position. We haven't really had a real player." Oh, Jaden, hi. Didn't see you there. Give Jaden Reed to Jaden Daniels. That would
I love that idea.
I think it would be amazing. And for anybody that thinks first of all, how young is he? Anybody that thinks that Reed can't be as productive as McLaurin just doesn't like Jaden Reed.
There's a lot of people that think he's like done because of Golden. There's a narrative out there.
And I don't necessarily disagree that he could be in some trouble, but I think still a good. Yeah, he's not done because of his age. Remember, he's just second round pick, and he also he had a really decent year last year, considering how you remember it. At least is what I would say. But
1,000 yards from scrimmage and 7 touchdowns.
I would trade Reed for McLaurin in a heartbeat if I'm the Washington Commanders. And anybody that doesn't understand that, to be honest with you, is just not. They're thinking from it from a weird lens, in my opinion. A very narrow focus. This guy is such a phenom. 20 carries, 163 at a touch. He got 55 for 857, 15.6 a catch, and 6 TDs. 7 TDs on a year where they just didn't even use him properly. Like, he wasn't even used at all properly, and he dropped these seriously good numbers. So
he only had 75 targets.
Yeah.
55 catches on 75 targets.
All right, you're live. Caller, who is this? 623, you're live.
Ross from Phoenix.
What's up, Ross? What can I do for you?
Not much, brother. I just appreciate the show and
wanted to chime in. I got a keeper issue with one of my leagues I wanted to talk to you about.
All right.
So it was a dynasty league. It kind of got reshuffled with some new users, so they let us keep 7 of our guys, and we're basically redrafting starting from the 8th round. My keepers are too top heavy, and I can't figure out who exactly to keep of the 7.
Okay.
I got quarterback. My 2 QBs are Lamar and JD5.
Can you start? Is super flex, or you can only start one?
Only start one.
Okay.
My running backs are Kyron, Achan, and
Grandma League.
Yeah, it was. It's a 10-man.
5 or 4-man league. It's not 10.
It's 10.
Just admit it. It's 8. Just tell us the truth.
I guarantee you it's 10.
I know you want to say it's 10, but just so it's a little bit better. But it's 8. Okay,
I guarantee it's 10. It's just,
okay.
I pulled all these off on trade.
Is it like 9.5? Maybe. Maybe one of them in a coma, or somebody's mother.
Yeah, it's basically. Like I said, this is like every year they keep shuffling new people in, so we had to restart basically every other year. Yeah, so Kyron, Achan, Gibbs as my 3 RBs. Wide receiver.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You just threw Gibbs in there real quick? Okay. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Gibbs as well. Kyron, Achan, Gibbs. It's just basically 3 top 5 guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we got your running backs now. Give me your wide receivers.
Wilson.
Okay.
St. Brown, and I just pulled off a trade
Naturally.
to get Puka Nacua.
Naturally. Puka. What about, I didn't hear you say Bucky. Is Bucky on this team too, on the bench?
No.
Okay.
Somebody offered me, but I can't.
And do you have Bowers or McBride?
I have McBride, actually.
Okay.
That was a draft pick. I drafted.
You have McBride and Bowers?
No, just McBride.
Just McBride. Okay, you're slacking.
Gotta keep 7.
Bro, this ain't a 10-man league. Come on, man.
I will
Come on.
I will screenshot and send it to you. You can swear on whatever, bro.
All right, 7 for you.
Yeah.
All right, 1 JD5, 2 Achan, 3 Gibbs, not in any particular order. 4 McBride, 5 Puka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 St. Brown, and because you can draft probably Garrett Wilson easier than a running back after you've consumed the entire market share, you'll have to keep Kyron, and then you might have to draft Garrett Wilson back. I don't know what the dilemma is here. You could have just said to me, instead of wasting all my marker and time, and I'm not mad at you, I'm just making light of your great situation here. You could have saved marker and just said JD5 or Lamar and Garrett Wilson or Kyron, and I could have just told you that. I mean, you're not going to throw any of these guys back. It's Bears britches. Are you taking their money, or is this a free league?
It's only $50.
Wow. Pretty much guaranteed. Did you win last year by quite a bit?
I actually got 3rd because
You got 3rd with this team? You got 3rd?
Finish him.
Yeah, I didn't set my lineup
Call
for
terminated.
the last.
What did you trade for Puka?
I'm sorry. Hey, my Arizona friend. What was his name? My Arizona friend. Don't not call back. You got hung up on just because I had to. I had to. You can't get 3rd place. At least you're honest. That's honest Henry, we'll call him. He's at least honest. He could have said, yeah, I won. He didn't. He got 3rd. I don't know how you got 3rd even not setting your lineup. Okay. Call back anytime. Go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just curious what he traded for Buckys, but.
Oh yeah. Hey, call back again, my Arizona friend. 206 caller, you're live.
How's it going, Smitty? My name's Spencer, and I got a Superflex Dynasty question for you.
Okay, hit me with it.
Okay, the guy proposed to trade me Jalen Hurts, T. Higgins, and a second for Brock Purdy, Garrett Wilson, and they're probably going to be 2 late round 2026 firsts.
2 late ones. Hey, hold on 1 second. Let me just merge my Arizona buddy back in here. All right, hold on, my Arizona friend. What was your name again from Arizona? What was your name?
Ross.
Ross. Okay, Ross, hang tight. Travis had a question for you, but let me help this guy real quick. All right. So as far as this trade, and what was your name, bro? I don't know why I'm forgetting everybody's names tonight. Spencer, thank you. Spencer, I'm going to say that this is not, man. Hurts is so much better than Brock. Garrett Wilson and T are a lot closer than Hurts and Brock. And these 2 late firsts, I like them, but I don't love them if they're late first rounders. So they're like 1.10, 1.9 at best, probably, right? So you could turn them in. You could flip them into something. So I will say this. I don't want to slam the door and say that I don't think I could. I think I could maybe turn 2 late first rounders and Brock into like a Mahomes or something. And then I walk away with Mahomes and Garrett Wilson, which I do like better. Or I walk away with Nixon. But those are several steps in order to make that happen, right? Because you have the Hurt side or you have the Brock side.
I have the Brock side.
Okay, so have you tried?
Brock?
Okay.
Would you do Brock and Garrett Wilson for Hurts?
No. Well, yeah, the Superflex, yes. The Superflex, yes. I would. Absolutely.
That's what I would counter to the dude, and he seems like he might do that. So I think that's probably gonna try to do.
But I don't. Let's see here. Do you want? Yeah, because then you can. So, but ultimately, would I take 2 late first rounders with Brock and try and get Mahomes or Bo Nix, or 1 first rounder and Brock to get Bo Nix? Maybe. I kind of look to that as well. But let me just think for a second. Travis, what do you think? Too much to give the 2 first rounders? Or would you still do that for Hurts and T?
So he's getting the Hurts.
Hurts, T, and a second for 2 late first rounders, Garrett Wilson and Brock Purdy. Let me merge Rock out in. Rock out 1 second. Just mute yourself if you could, young man. 2 late, and they're 26 first rounders, Ross?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're late, I'd probably do it. Who else does he have a quarterback?
I have JD5 as like my main quarterback.
Chat, do we just pull is this offer up, or did you already reject it, or is it sitting here?
You sent it to me via text, so I can basically say yes to it at any time, and he'll probably.
Yeah, but if you countered it, I wonder if he says no. You already countered it. Guys, what are you doing? Are you taking this? Flex? I kind of feel like maybe we do.
Even though he already has JD5, you try to go and get a different quarterback without giving up all that.
Yeah, I guess I would still say if you could hand me, and I don't know if you've exhausted your resources and he's the only guy trading. That's sometimes how it is. 2 first rounders and Brock for a Hurts type player, or 1 for a Knicks if you can pull it off. Kind of like that idea, a little bit, keeping Garrett, but I don't know.
I understand Hurts is way better right now, but I'd even go after a Penix or Ward or May.
The 2 first rounders is tough because, I mean, that it's not that I think they're good picks, but because they're first rounders, they're pretty movable, and so it's not so much.
That's basically my thinking.
It's not so much about that the picks, they're not great, but they're movable pieces that right now are blind in value, and so you can get away with a lot. So it's kind of like you're getting rid of these blank check bargaining chips that can get you more than you should get because people love draft picks. But then again, I don't know your league. Maybe your league doesn't trade at all. So
it's semi-active, but they probably. I mean, people are kind of shitting on that 2026 first in my league a little bit. So
okay, I think
they're
if
a
it's
little bit depressed.
okay, give me the rest of your team, because if your team can win now, I'm just gonna do the trade. So give me your team.
I think my team could win now. I got JD5, CMC, Hampton,
hold on.
BTJ,
CMC.
Nico.
Hold on 1 second, bro. CMC Hampton.
Yeah.
CMC Hampton. Okay, start from there. JD5, CMC, and Hampton. Okay.
BTJ, Nico Collins, Kansas at tight end, Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, Brock Purdy, and I got Trey Benson, Tony Pollard, a couple other running backs on my bench.
All right. So
and then Josh Downs.
And he won't take like Devontae Smith in the 2 first rounders, will he?
No, I tried that already. I tried doing like Brock in the 2 first, and he didn't want that. He really likes Garrett Wilson. So
a little worried about depth at running back.
Do you have Grendo?
CMC, I want Grendo.
You got Grendo?
No, I don't have Grendo. I guess I do have Joe Mixon. He's just on my pup. But I have Jordan James.
Look for Woody Marks just to cuff him to Mixon. I mean, this team's. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't believe in CMC and you don't have Grendo, and I think CMC, while he could have a great 2 months of football, you just don't know when that's going to break. And then all of a sudden you traded all the future value, but you still have good long-term value in JD5 and Hurts. And then you got Higgins if you do this. Okay. So Higgins, Nico, BTJ, Higgins, Hampton, CMC. Can you trade Devontae Smith and CMC for 1 running back? And then have Higgins, Nico, BTJ as your 3 receivers, an upgraded running back with Hampton, and then the 2. You could think you can pull that off after the fact, CMC and Devontae Smith, or if you know right now people are not trading for CMC, that would make me feel like doing the trade. I think right now I'm on the fence. I could go either way. Do you think it's possible to trade?
Yeah.
Or no?
I don't know. I feel like people are pretty sharp in my league, so they're not that high on CMC, and like the running backs are pretty concentrated, like on the good teams. So I don't know if they're like how like.
You got Grendo.
Yeah,
you have James already, so you would have that whole backfield.
The guy who has Grendo is. I tried to trade for him before, and he was really trying to tax me because I had CMC. So.
What does he have at wide receiver? That you can now give him a new piece, Higgins or Devontae Smith with, like let's say you could get, what's he got? Read his team off real quick.
The guy with the Grendo.
Yeah.
He's got Bo Nix. He's got Trey Harris. He's got RJ Harvey. He's got St. Brown. He's got MHJ, Mark Andrews. Keon Coleman, Matt Stafford, and
what about, hear me out. What if you did this trade? You traded Hurts to him for Bo Nix and Harvey, and you gave him.
I don't have Hurts. I have Brock.
No, you will have Hurts. You will have Hurts.
Oh, I will have Hurts. Yeah.
So if you trade him Hurts for Bo Nix and Harvey, you think he'd consider that because it's a super flex and Hurts has number 4 or 5 overall value? You think he's going to?
He might do it. He might do it. I'm not. I guess I don't know how he values Bo Nix. So
if you were to do that, your approach would be, hey, are you interested in? If I acquire Jalen Hurts right now, I need more pieces. My team's not like yours. Where it can win now. If you got Hurts, you probably win. Are you interested in giving me Nix and something for Hurts, and then you take your team to the promised land and talk to them like that? Maybe see if you could, because if you could set the 2 trades up, I mean, I'd take Harvey and Nix for Hurts, and that's me. Maybe not everybody would. I'd also be very tempted to say give him CMC for Harvey if he'd do that, And did you say who does he have? Knicks, and then who's this Harris that I wrote? Is that Najee, or did I write that wrong? Who does he have? Knicks. Maybe I wrote Harris.
Henderson.
Oh, Henderson. Did I write Harris? Henderson. Okay. Hendy. So I like Hendy too. So Hendy or Harvey for CMC.
Okay, I could try to do that. I don't know. Yeah, people are pretty down on CMC. So
okay, or Higgins for St. Brown or MHJ, giving him. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to think. What about Devontae Smith and CMC for? Damn, I'm trying to think if there's a way to get like Hendy and something. But St. Brown, MHJ. Who are your backups?
At what position?
I just like, I don't know if you can see the board. I got Devontae Smith, Higgins, Hampton, BTJ, Nico, CMC. What do you have to throw in?
Josh Downs and Jordan Mason, Tony Pollard.
If anyone values Mixon.
Yeah, Joe Mixon.
Remember Woody Marks if he's up.
I'd trade Benson.
Okay, so Benson's pretty decent trade value. I do like him though if you can't get rid of him for a lot. So what if you did Mixon? First of all, what do you do? Mixon for Grendo? Have you tried that?
I guess I haven't tried that.
Because you could say, look, I mean, we're not idiots. Mixon's not a spring chicken, but bro, he's the top 5 running back, number 1 running back for like 10 weeks. Even if you got, let's just say you got half a season of that back, and then you're winning a league. You know, tell him that. So you're waiting on an injury. Not to mention Jordan James could be a problem. Just feed him that and see if you can fix your situation there. Then I kind of feel okay with this team with Hurts. At the end of the day, though, if you could go get Knicks and Harvey for Hurts and Mixon, I'm okay with that in a dynasty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I guess
I do like Bo.
I guess pull the trigger on it, and then it just gives you a lot more to work with. Maybe you're exhausting a lot of resources now. You might have a different avenue. I don't know.
Yeah, especially if his league is out on the 2026, which I disagree with. But if the league has already bought into that narrative, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. All right, my boy. We'll see you later. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you very much, Smitty.
All right, later.
Rest of your
Let
night.
us know.
Yeah. And then back. I'm sorry, the Arizona caller. Damn, he's been waiting a while. Yeah, Travis had a question for you.
Oh, I was just curious what he traded to get Puka. I'm just always curious to hear what guys are going for and what different leagues are doing.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I sent him an offer and then he countered me.
Sounds like the same guy.
Yeah, Ross.
Oh, is this Ross?
Yeah, I was the one who hung up on because I
Damn.
effed up my.
I hung up on the other guy. Whoever that was on the phone line, I'm sorry, man. Call back in. My bad. I could have swore. I could have swore I was talking to the other guy.
You were talking to the other guy, but the other Travis asked about the Puka trade. That was me.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's right.
Yeah, this is
right.
him, right? I'm just saying you sound like the guy we just hung up with. Is what I was trying to say. See, you even think you're him. He thinks he's him. That's what I'm saying. They sound identical. They act identical. All right, go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry. What was the Puka trade? I'm confused.
Pulling it up now.
What's going on here? Is there a glitch in the matrix?
Originally,
And go ahead.
no, so I offered him Aaron Jones, Kenny Walker, and Sutton for Puka and Jameson Williams, and he countered with Kenny Walker and Sutton for Puka.
I mean, I guess it's not the worst trade I've ever heard, but let's stop pretending like this isn't your great grandma, by the way.
I can only keep 7 people, so I knew it wasn't going to keep any of those guys that I offered.
Yeah. All right, my boy.
Keep him anyway, so try and get value
That
out
makes
of it.
No, that makes sense if you definitely weren't keeping them and you get someone you wanted to keep.
I wasn't keeping Sutton, Aaron Jones, or Kenny Walker, so I was like,
Hey,
let me try and upgrade my wide receiver.
The team that beat you, what was their team? If you don't mind me asking, because you got third place. I know you said you didn't set your lineup or something. Which?
So in the semis, I lost to. Give me a sec here. No, I effed up by not starting JD5 over Lamar.
I mean, I don't know. That's all you forgot to set. I mean, then you did get beat fair and square because that's not that crazy of a decision.
No, you
were making it sound like you left your player on the bench.
It was 164 to 183.
All right, what's this team that beat you, bro? How'd you get third place with that team you drafted? Go ahead, read it off real quickly. Read off his starters.
Baker, Connor, Cook, Lamb, Zay, Andrews,
oh God,
BTJ, Adams.
Oh man, that is so bad to lose to that because that team is. I'm not saying that team doesn't have good players, but like your team was an all-star team, and that team was like, okay.
Yeah, I started Gibbs and St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, McBride, Achan, Aaron Jones, and Kenny Walker.
Oh man!
So why didn't you set your lineup? I mean,
no, he did. The only thing is he's. Hold on, let me merge this call. He basically said he said that the only thing was the Lamar and JD5, so he kind of misrepresented that. Not saying you're lying. He just said I didn't set my lineup right, but it was just JD5 Lamar is the only thing he messed up.
Okay.
He still started his lineup. He got worked over by a much lesser team just by lady luck.
Yeah, Connor went off for 26, Cook went off for 26, Lamb had 18.
That's not his fault.
BCJ went off for 28, Adams went off for 20.
I was gonna say Adams was going off. Yeah.
You got that was like a Camara like 5 TD smoke show, type of thing.
Yeah, if I would have played, I would have won that, and then I would have smoked the championship game. But
that's the worst.
I didn't switch.
Semi. That's the worst when it's in the semis, and then you watch your team win. On the sideline.
Yeah.
You're like, oh boy.
It happened to me 3 years ago when I had Kamara, and then he scored the 6 touchdowns the next week.
6, yeah.
On a.
All right, my man. I gotta go. Appreciate you. Later.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right. Rock out as quickly as you can, my man. I'm getting exhausted.
Can I give you my bad team?
Sure.
All right. Quarterback, Prescott, Pickens, Rodgers. Running back, Kenneth Walker, Gil Johnson, B-Rob, Warren, Merritt, Woody Mark. Wide receiver, Puka, St. Brown, Rice, Samuel, Kyle Williams, Pat Bryant, Ertz, and Ferguson from the Rams.
Nice work, Rock out. Anything else for the night? Anything on your mind?
Yeah, I got tonight's hardcore for Charbonnet, like in the 8th round.
What else you got?
Are you thinking Pat, Bryant, or Mims gonna be like the number 2?
I think Mims is the guy right now. I think as much as I love Pat Bryant, I think again this is that reminder that Ben Sinnott's good, but Ben Sinnott's last year wasn't in a spot to do anything. Benson's really good. Maybe this year Connor does get hurt. That's kind of why you're going to buy him. But you got to wait, and Pat Bryant might be the guy, and I do love the upside. In Dynasty, I'm scooping him up. In Best Ball, I have him in a lot of leagues, but I'm kind of dialing back a little bit and taking more Mims just to kind of counterbalance and hedge my bets a little bit. So I'm going Mims right now. But, Pat Bryant starts looking good again, then we're going to get excited because we do like him a lot. It's just you can't guarantee volume yet. You don't really know.
And how about number 2 in Houston? I know that's kind of weird.
In where?
Houston.
I mean, it's Higgins for sure. But I don't know how it will fare.
Right.
Is there any reports on Jalen Noel? He's been having a good camp.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard enough to make me think he's like in some sort of turning heads battle to like make this go away that they didn't expect, draft capital wise. I think Higgins has got it similar to like Restrepo. He's not taking Manore's job yet, but like, is there an opportunity for that someday? Sure, but it's probably not as likely as someone would want it just because, there's a connection between Restrepo and Cam Ward. I mean, look at, what's his face? Troy Franklin in Denver. He was Bo Nix's college wide receiver, and he's having a tough time, even though he's doing good. And Sean Payton said he's having a great camp, but he's having a tough time climbing up. I mean, I don't know. But then again, like maybe he's higher than Pat Bryant. We'll have to wait and see. But I do believe it's Mims is Sutton. And dare I say Mims is a big-time sleeper this year, like Pop Douglas. They're very late picks, but Mims is, a lot of stat sheet, warriors will be like, his metrics won't translate to, it's an anomaly season, too many short routes, it's not sustainable according to the algorithmic equation of statistical, normalcies divided by the quantum physics extrapolation theory. This is Sean Payton. You don't know what he could do. And they like him, and there's word that they're moving Mims all around the field. And so that jives with what happened last year. That jives with a weird stat line and some good production. And again, I think it was Travis that pointed out that he did a lot of it in like a small period of time too. So if we look at Marvin Mims' game logs,
from week 11 on, he was awesome.
So the
projected numbers.
And the momentum is there for that to make sense, right? If he had done very well, like in the middle of the year, and then returned to mediocrity, then I mean, what will we be looking at that point? I don't know. But if we look at his regular season game log, and let me screenshot
Cleveland game.
Let me screenshot this bad boy. Is it worth screenshotting his rushing? No, 17. I mean, he has a couple of 17-yard runs every once in a while, but all right, let me screenshot his regular season, which is 503-6, 39 receptions. Again, on the surface level, at a glance, you don't really look at this and go, "Oh, this is a good wide receiver. This is a guy that's inconsistent, and you don't want him." And people talk down about him, but you look at the momentum train here. You have right here in this Sunday 11-17 game against the Falcons is when it starts popping off. He didn't do anything right here. So for him to have 503-6 in a very short window of time, you extrapolate this data, and I can do it in a second. Or Travis, I don't know if you have a second to do it, but
I got it right here. From week 11 on, he was averaging 60 yards per game. I mean, he was on pace for 68 receptions, 1,054 yards, and almost 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he's becoming and because this momentum carries right into the now, it's not, like I said, in the middle of the year and he goes back to normalcy. He had 49 and a touch, 44, 105 and a touch, 20, 62, 103 and 2 TDs, 51 and 2 TDs. I mean, look at those long plays, 93, 37, 37, 53, 51, 32. Bo Nix loves him, and Sean Payton loves him, and he appears to be on the rise. This is pretty damn good. Even breaking it down. I mean, breaking it down makes me even more excited. I've been excited because I've looked at the game log, but those numbers are phenomenal. Mims is a super sleeper.
And he's not as small as people think. He's 5'11", 180. There's a lot of guys that.
Yeah. All right, rock out. We'll see you later, bro.
All right,
See you tomorrow. All right, final caller here. 818. You're live. 818. What can I do for you? Where are you calling from, and what's your name?
Oh, I'm Ken from California. I just have like the most frustrating roster, and I just kind of wanted to get your opinion on it.
All right. Let's go as quickly as you. I don't even know if I can think.
It'll be quick.
Okay.
I got Bijan and Hampton, and then I got a really deep receiver room of London, Zay Flowers, Devontae Smith, Tyreek Hill, Tet, Ibuka, Higgins, Burden. It's one QB. I got Herbert and Tua, and then for tight end I have Ertz and Strange.
All right. You said that you have London, Zay, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, and who else?
London, Zay, Devontae Smith, Tyreek Hill, Tet, Ibuka, Higgins, Burden.
Ibuka, Burden, Higgins.
Yeah.
Higgins a rookie?
Yeah. Jaden Higgins.
All right. Board's messy, but I started to write it in different ways.
What I'd do. See what Smitty says.
All right, so don't touch Bijan unless you get an offer you can't refuse. Don't touch Hampton unless you can, utilize right now that everyone and their mother wants to own this guy right now in a dynasty. You could look at it. Probably not going to touch London. These are three, at least initially, these are three really good pieces. I love Ibuka. I don't think you get what you want out of him anyway. I think it's just, I like Tet, but I don't love Ted as much as everybody else, and I think he's a very movable piece right now. And you're not selling low, so you don't have to it's not going to be any alligator tears. You're getting somebody else back that you really like. Definitely interested in upgrading the quarterback. Definitely interested in upgrading Tet by using a Devontae Smith, by using a Burden, a Higgins, by using a Zay, by using a Tyreek Hill. Getting rid of Tyreek Hill is really hard, though. You say frustrated. I can understand that. I don't really know where you go from here unless you if you can't get rid of Hill and Zay for something, or Hill and Tet for something, then maybe you do explore. Who's the Hunter owner have? Could you get Hunter and a Harvey for Hampton right now? Is the hype that real? It might be. I don't know.
The player with Hunter doesn't really look to trade. I haven't really seen him active, so it's not really somewhere. I'm really looking at on the tight end and the running back spot. Behind Hampton, I have Giddens and Brashad Smith. I don't really have another running back.
I mean, is Arroyo's not on free agents on the waiver wire, I assume?
No. I mean, I feel like Strange is better than. I mean, it's one tight end. I feel like Strange is going to be better than Arroyo or.
Yeah,
whoever.
I don't agree, but that's fine. I mean, if you love Strange, so what do you want to do then? If you think Strange is good enough, you trying to get into a Laporta? What would make you not frustrated? What's frustrating you?
What what would you package for a quarterback, or what would you package for a tight end? Because it is one QB or one tight end, so it's I don't know. I might have to overpay or something like that, or a lot. Maybe I have to Devontae Smith and Zay Flowers for McBride. Is that overpaying too much?
No. I don't think you're gonna.
That's almost underpaying.
You get that, and you're not getting that. You could try. I'd love to see you try. I'd love to see.
Start with any of the players not circled up there, and try to upgrade QB. Try to upgrade tight end. Try to get another wide receiver. Whatever you feel best on your team to do.
And I wouldn't be afraid to shop Tet. Don't be afraid to shop Tet. His value is really high.
I would too. Yeah.
So I'm thinking of maybe Tet, Devontae Smith, Zay for two of those for like I'm thinking McBride in the tight end spot or like a QB. Like which one would you fix first?
Well, I mean, I like Herbs and Tua a little bit more than I like Ertz and Strange. I don't love Strange as much as you might. I think Arroyo's maybe a superstar. So, like, that's why I said that. But, to each their own.
How many teams? The 12 teams?
12 team. Start 9, 1 QB.
I look at Laporta. I'd see how cheap he'd be. I'd look at, what teams have 2 tight ends and, what tight ends do they have. I think I look for Bo Nix. I look for, Bo Nix and Ingram together would be fun. But if I could trade one of these quarterbacks for Bo Nix using, let's say, a Jaden Higgins, a Burton, a Tyreek Hill who's old, I really, you could maybe roll with Tyreek Hill, for versus giving him away for free. But I certainly believe that I would get rid of Tyreek Hill to get the quarterback I want for the next 10 years. So if I could get Mahomes, I'd give up Tua or Herbert with Tyreek Hill to get Mahomes. I'd do that probably for Bo Nix, but you might, because of the fair market value of Nix, get a little more. I don't know. I would then use maybe Ertz or Strange, or just go to a team that has multiple tight ends that isn't worried about giving you a tight end back. You got to think about it like this. If you go trade Ertz or Strange to upgrade a tight end, you're giving, you could essentially just say, it might be not attractive to somebody to say, hey, I don't want Ertz, I don't want Strange. But if they don't care about their backup tight end much, and you could tell me you throw it in, but you want to give them value somewhere like Burden or Higgins and they need a receiver. Tet McMillan for a Laporta, you could do that if you wanted. You could do yeah, I don't know.
In a one QB league, I'm going for a better QB, even over the tight end, just because worst case, I'll go find a Njoku or something and mix and match with Ertz and Strange and Njoku and figure it out over the course of the season. But
so the irony was because it was a 1 QB league and I drafted Bo Nix with like the 306 or something the year before. I traded him and Keon Coleman for what ended up being the 104 and the 204.
Okay. Well, you got Hampton, right? Is that where you got Hampton?
I got Ted at the 104. I got Hampton at the 102 because Tyreek Hill was giving me nothing last year.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, good team. I like Ibuka. I would look to shop Tet while you can, just because he could get you a lot and then go from there. Hunter. I know you said Hunter's no go, but Hunter, Harvey, Hendy, even Brees Hall right now is a really good value. Love Garrett Wilson. Love. JSN.
Would you hunt for a tight end? Would you hunt for a tight end lower than Laporta, or Laporta's kind of the floor?
I mean, I'd go get a Tyler Warren. I'd go get.
Yeah.
I mean, Ingram would be interesting, but you'd have to trade for him knowing that he doesn't have a lot of time. But if you're winning now, I mean, he's going to be a baller this year. And if you do get Knicks back somehow, I don't know if that guy will trade him back, but Herbert at the end of the day is not the worst QB. Ertz is not the worst tight end. You could essentially roll with those and try and just do some sort of upgrade Tet using Higgins, Burden, Zay, Devontae Smith, or Tyreek Hill, and find yourself with 2 London type players to go with Bijan and Hampton. That's, something you ought to also look at. I got to go, Kenneth. I'm going to pass out. I appreciate you, man. Later.
Appreciate it.
Travis, anything else?
Nope. Thanks, Smitty. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for all my super chats. Thank you to Healing, to K9, to Barner, to Virtual, to Harvey, to Luke, to Junior, to Viral, to Junior, to King, to Jaime, appreciate you. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live every single night practically at midnight Eastern. But I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. I'm live whenever news breaks, 7 days a week, though. It's just the Monday through Friday thing at 8 p.m. Everything else is kind of just like every day, because that's how we do it.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
See you all tomorrow. Don't forget to get on over to my Patreon. I'll be chatting with my people right now. Click that Patreon link right there. Later, Casey. Later, Caps. Later, Dooney. Later, B-Dog. Later, Nathan. Later, 764. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, DeBalt. Thank you. I think I said Space Ricky already. Kenny Powers. Vampy. See you all later.
Your Bijan card has been removed.